Iran is doing something that will completely change old world rule that existed for over 52 years. As you know, Iran allowed the ships to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, but on one condition that they will allow the ships who are paying in Chinese currency yuan, and they won't allow the containers who are paying in US dollars. To understand the situation, we have to first understand the petrodollar system. So back in 1971, in order to increase the strength of US dollars, the US met the King Faisal of Saudi Arabia and try to convince him somehow to sell their oil in US dollars. And in return, they will get the technology and the civilian army support from US. And guess what? They agreed. But he asked what would they do from the excess US dollars. They said that you don't have to do anything, just invest all that oil money in the US treasuries again. And they agreed because they were getting technology and army support from the US. So from then on, the oil in the world has been sold in US dollars. Wherever the oil is sold, all the central banks need US dollars. They start accumulating US dollars, which helps in increasing its strength. So when the US puts sanctions on a country, the country can't buy oil in dollars. So they just surrender in front of America. And that was the whole power game. Iran is changing the game. 20% of the world's oil is passed through the Strait of Hormuz. And they have replaced the US dollars with the Chinese currency yuan, which is a signal to the world that we don't have to pay in US dollars anymore. We can use other currencies like Chinese yuan, while it's quite hard for yuan or Bitcoin to win over dollars. And the US dollar is still dominant. But most of the people are saying that we are going to watch the world moving away from the dollars.